It is so hot outside, I couldn't afford to wear a shirt. So today you're gonna see this masculine beast in front of you, y'all. Today's topic is about socialization and the perfect opportunity, the perfect window when you can socialize, where you can find people similar age to you, when you can meet a lot of peers, make friends organically, and flourish socially. And that, of course, is school, something that we easily overlook. A lot of us go to school, but we don't really want to. Regardless of it, we show up there. For most of us, going there is like a grudge. We don't really want to be there. We don't really shine positive energy when we go to school because of the simple fact that we don't want to be there. But regardless of it, we're still there. And that is the point of the whole video, because I know that when you're at school, you see all of these lame people. You don't really want to be around them. But there are too many kids. Amongst them all, there has to be somebody that you like. There has to be somebody that you would love to spend time with outside of the school hours. So the idea is that, I said idea so many times. So the vision behind this video is to tell you that if you're still at school, and if you're not above 20, I would say, you should try very hard to build up your network, to meet people. Not only because you'll need it later in life, but also because later in life, once you find a job, the landscape changes and it's gonna become a lot harder for you to actually meet people organically without having to really try hard. And it's not like after you finish school you won't meet people at all, or that people will just disappear from your life, but it is just you'll need to really try hard. You'll need to push by yourself to find opportunities where you will be able to meet people your age with whom you'll be able to click easily. Because at your job, you're gonna work with people from all over the world, from all different age groups, and it can be pretty tricky to actually find people that you would be happy to spend time with after your job. And at the end of the day, it is a job, because school and work are two totally different landscapes. School is a time when you can joke around, when you can like skip some classes, play football for a degree. Like there, it is a lot different. When you are at your job, you have to be a lot more serious, you have to be more professional, and people are there to earn money and not to listen to your lame ass. So it's gonna be a lot harder to actually squeeze the juice out of the people and make them like you and make them actually want to socialize with you outside of their working hours. And if you want to find another opportunity for you to socialize after school, you'll actually need to leave your house and look for younger people your age, to pubs and to libraries, and I don't even know like where young people really concentrate at, because it can be very tricky to find people your age in your area, not only because there are just less young people in general nowadays, but also a good amount of them are a little bit isolated, or they already found their friend group and they don't really want or care to make more friends. They're just set when it comes to that. Even though as time goes on, there are more and more young people without friends in general, without enough friends. And I'll be very glad to actually find somebody like you and hang out with, because we already know the charts that things for Gen Z in general, and when you combine Gen Z and socializing, it doesn't really go that well. In the last few decades, or specifically in the last 1 or 2 decades, you can really see that more and more young people are feeling very lonely, which is very sad, but it is the reality. And if you are one of those people, you probably already made the mistake at school. You already missed the perfect opportunities to socialize and to meet people and to find somebody with your own interest. Another aspect of school and the magic of meeting people there and staying in contact with them as long as possible and broadening your network is exactly that you're going to broaden your network through them. You're gonna meet other people that they know, and they're gonna meet other people you know. So you'll have even more opportunities to meet even more people once you are still in contact with the existing people with whom you went to school with back in the day. Or it doesn't have to be like back in the day, it has to be like a year or two ago. Or if you're still at school, you should be actively engaging with them socially and going to places if you are capable of that, or if you really find those people. But that is a thing, even if you don't find them the first year, the second year, as years go by, you're there like for 4 years. You should really try your best to find people, because once you land a job or once you just finish school and focus on something else, it's gonna be very hard to find so many people your age at the same place. There's a good chance you find a job like after you finish school, an office job, and then you have to sit with like 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds behind a desk, and you have to talk with them the whole day. And you will see very quickly that it can be very depressing, because you cannot relate to many of the topics that they discuss, because you're just younger, you don't really get it. It's the same with your parents. You can't really talk about everything with them, not because you don't want to, but because you are just looking for somebody younger to discuss certain topics of interest to you. And now we can also even touch on the business perspective. Like, say you finish school and now you have some interesting idea, you have some interesting vision, you want to start a business, or you want to start some kind of agency, whatever it might be. If you know people from your school in that demographic, and if they also open some kind of business, you can work together. So your network is gonna get stronger, but also you're going to have some economic value extracted from these relationships that you build at school. So it can go both ways. It's not only like a relationship through which you like socialize and get some refreshing energy from. You will also be able to find some business partners, some collaborations, and so forth. Things that will actually make money for you through only knowing people. Because realistically, networking is probably one of the most underrated, I mean, I don't think if it's underrated, but probably the most important part of your youth. Like, you really need to meet as many people as possible, and we can be all lame and think that we know enough people, and we can all be uninterested to meet new people in our 20s and think that we know enough people already. But I think you will never know enough people. Somebody that you met 10 years ago can be a really handful to you later on in life. And this is not like to use them or to extract value from them without giving back the return. Like, it's not about being an asshole, not in that way, but say someone from your school opens a pizzeria and you're a very good cook, you really know how to make great pizzas. You now don't have to look online for a job. You can go to him and say, yo, I can make some crazy pizzas out here. Do you want to hire me? We can make some buck out of this and have the best pizza in the town. This of course very simple and very plain. This doesn't really happen that many times in real life, but it can happen. This is what I'm trying to say. So the more people you know, the better your chances are at actually succeeding, not only socially but also financially, I believe. Even for a job, like if you know somebody that landed a very cool job and he's very close to you, he can maybe ask for you and maybe you can land that job as well. And then you will both have a well-paid job that it's maybe like all right, and you can be colleagues in the same time. I mean, it's a good start, of course. And then you won't need to get humiliated on LinkedIn and Indeed, all of these demonic websites. So yeah, meeting people at school, finding your friends, finding peers, finding people with who you can actually be with for the rest of your life down the line, possibly, is very important. And also, maybe you don't find the right people. Maybe you try, you don't really find the right people, but you tried. You actually tried and you built your social skills. You now know how to talk to people. You now know how to identify the interesting people, the people you actually like, and the people you think have enough potential for maybe something bigger down the line. And this, of course, is also very important. You need social skills. You need to be able to sell yourself, not only in the business world, but even in like a friendship world. Because when you're a kid and you meet somebody and you play football together, sure, you're gonna become homies very quickly. But as you grow older, people start asking different questions. They ask maybe about your background, or maybe they ask about your occupation, where you come from, your fields of interest, your hobbies, like all of these different things. I mean, it's kind of bad because they're a little bit of a stereotypical questions, but they are being asked, and people sometimes deny certain friendships because of some factors that they're biased about, but it is the reality. So the sooner you can become friend with somebody, the sooner you can meet somebody like organically through real life occurrences like school is, the biggest opportunity there is to socialize and make friends, the better. Because as you grow older, there are also more responsibilities. There's less time for yourself and less time for other people in your social circle, and thus it's gonna become a lot harder for you to actually build friendships or even sustain the older ones. So that is why I'm really begging you, if you're still at school, make friends, talk to people, go out, indulge in different events, organize things, invite them over, actually try to be a good homie to them, to girls, to boys, to whatever, wherever your opportunity lies. Just really try your best, because it's gonna be really important. Once you leave school, life really becomes a lot harsher in a way. When it comes to socializing, it becomes harder and harder for you to actually find real people that have similar interests to you, with who you can actually share time with. I'm gonna be fully honest with you, I made this mistake and I didn't really make many friends at school. I had a few friends around that time and I never really cared to make more friends. I never really thought of the idea that once I'm out of here, the opportunities will become a lot slimmer. And sure, the friends I had are still my friends and it's pretty fine. I mean, it's not bad, but if I obtained some of the friendships I had at school, if I actually contacted some of the people with whom I was close with back when I was actually actively going to school, I think I would have had many more opportunities. I would have been invited to more places. I would have attended more events and I would have met even more people through those social circles. But I made the mistake, I didn't do it, and now I kind of closed many windows in my life, and with those people I probably will never speak again. If I contact them today, maybe they'll say, you know, fine, you can come over and we can go there, sure, but it's gonna be a lot different, and the friendship will need a lot more time to really like grow and become an actual sustainable relationship where both parties are interested, invested, and actually liking the environment that you guys have created between each other. So don't be like me. I'm really advising you to take this opportunity to try your best to make friends, because one day you will miss this time where you are right now. You will miss all of these random people at school that you were seeing every day with whom you never talked to. You will wonder where they ended up. You will really want to talk with them because maybe some of them would have been your homies, but now you're in different parts of the city, different parts of town, different part of the state or the country, wherever you live, and now you really are just out of the story. So that is why I would advise you to really look into it and don't regret it later like I do now, because some of them were really cool people, but I never really gave them the chance, and I never really took more investment into it, so the friendship and the whole relationship fell apart. But yeah, if you're still at school, take the opportunity, meet friends, because that will be the best opportunity of your life. The best opportunity to meet like-minded people in your age group and interest. So yeah, stay safe out there. It's hot as fuck. As you can see, I'm literally sweating. Have a nice day, guys. God bless you, and I'll catch you up pretty soon, I think.